Hey people, all right, here we go. The second stream of this particular channel. Hope to be on time every time. So here we are to discuss about Chelsea and some of the issues that has been going on at Sevilla. It kind of is weird to talk about some other club than Chelsea, but then there's some drama that is going on in the Sevilla camp. So that is something that we have for today's stream as well. Let's see who we have on the stream. Just waiting for people to join in the live chat as well. All right. Okay. Just still getting used to how this StreamYard stuff works. Hey, we've got Matt here. All right, we've got Matt here. This is the first time he's up to this channel. So thank you, Matt, for joining. We will soon catch up at CFC chat as well, but happy to see you here, mate. So this channel was started like probably 3 days back. I just wanted to like give it a try and talk some Chelsea transfer news as well as cover some ground on cricket. So that's how we started this channel, and here we are going for our second live stream of the day. Good to see you, mate. But so without any further ado, we just wanted to first cover some news on the international transfer as well. International a break as well. So as we all know, we've got this international break that is happening. 2 weeks we are without any Chelsea matches, not just Chelsea, no Premier League matches, and it's going to be a boring 2 weeks to move forward. So, but then there are some interesting news across Europe with regards to our Chelsea players' performance. First up, Lukaku has scored a double for Belgium. He is a goal machine. He is not going to stop, isn't he? So that's an amazing thing. He's already Belgium's top goal scorer, and he started off with Anderlecht. He started off with his career with Anderlecht, and he has Kounde will come, I believe, one day. All right. We will soon touch up on that. But before that, Lukaku's double. What do you think about that, Matt? What do you think about that? We've got Amaya as well. Oh my God, the entire CFC host team is here. Thank you, Amaya, for the support. Like I was talking about, like this is the second live that we're going in this channel. So hope to see you guys more in this channel as well. So like you see in the scroll that is going on below, these are the topics that we have for today. We were touching up on Lukaku's goals for Belgium. Couple of goals. He's already the top goal scorer for Belgium. What do you think about Lukaku's scoring ability for not just Belgium, for Chelsea as well? Where do you see him finishing this particular season? How many goals do you see from Lukaku for Chelsea? But meanwhile, before we get answers for that, I just wanted to touch up on the point from Matt. Kounde will come, I believe, one day. Of course, Kounde is going to be coming. It was funny to see Kounde reacting that way with Sevilla board. He was not actually picking up the calls from his manager, it seems. So that's sort of an odd way to do. And I wouldn't necessarily put it unprofessional, but then he could have dealt with the situation better. He still has 1 year left on his contract, but then he wanted to leave Sevilla towards the end of this transfer window. Seemed, that didn't seem to happen. But nevertheless, let's hope this happens in our winter transfer window in the month of January, or probably in the next transfer window at least. But yes, Matt, I do believe Kounde will come to Chelsea, and he's going to be a Chelsea player one day. So I'm not going to, the thumbnail as well is still Kounde in the Chelsea jersey. I'm still hoping this is going to happen someday, like how you are. 20 to 25% is what is 20 to 25 is the expectation. Okay, Lukaku's goals. All right. 20 to 25. Do you think he's going to score 20 to 25? I was more thinking more on the lines of, yeah, somewhere close to 20, but then 25 already. Yeah, he's already got one goal against Arsenal. What better way to start for any striker against, for Chelsea, scoring his first goal in his second debut at the Emirates Stadium. But then 25, that's a huge expectation, and hopefully he proves Matt right. Lukaku's goal incoming for Villa. Correct. Aston Villa, that game is going to be. I don't know how this game is honestly going to pan out, because they've done a good job in the transfer market this season. They do look better in terms of their squad, than the last season. But then, will that be enough to stop a team like Chelsea? I don't actually think so. So Lukaku's goal definitely incoming for Chelsea, for Villa. So let's hope Lukaku scores a double or probably a hat trick against Villa. So we'll be more confident about this 25 target that Matt has set. So big up, mate. Thank you, Srihari. Thanks for getting to the stream. He is one of our regular members on the stream. Please do like, share, subscribe, do all that algorithm stuff that we have to do for YouTube. It helps the channel grow. Okay, there's another one from Matt. As Playball Carty quoted, one day we're gonna have it one day. yeah, true, Matt. We're gonna have it one day. With respect to that 25 goal a season as well from our striker, it's been a long time. We've seen that as well. So that is also something that we are gonna have it one day. At the same time, Kounde is someone who we probably will have one day in Chelsea. Chelsea t-shirt. So hoping both of that would happen at the earliest. And having said that, while we're talking about this international transfer, international break, we do have an assist from Mount in the first game. So that's a good sign for England and Chelsea. He was looking, I wouldn't say necessarily off color, but then he was not at his best when he returned from the last international break after the Euro. Maybe performance-wise, he was still putting in that hard work and that and that extra yard. But then some flair, was missing in Mount's play. He did not contribute with an assist or a goal in the first three games that we had in the season. He did not play all the three as well, but still. So having an assist, starting with an assist for England, that's a good sign for Mount as well. And it really feels very happy to read this. Even Werners scores for Germany. I mean, yeah, he's not been that goal scorer for Chelsea, but then he scored for Germany. That itself, it's been some time that he's actually scored for Germany as well. Havertz has been their regular goal scorer at this point in time. Having Werner score some goals as well. That's encouraging for Germany. At the same time, it is encouraging for Chelsea as a team. So I kind of saw that picture where Havertz was congratulating Werner on his goal. That was a very good picture as well. Seeing Werner score a goal, it's a happy moment, and hopefully he does score some additional goals this time. And I'm kind of expecting a 15 goal season from Werner. To be honest, that is also due to the fact that Lukaku is someone who's going to be that focal point in the attack, and he could contribute or throw in those through balls through to Werner, who could probably try and finish. And I also saw some videos that where Werner was trying and finishing some of those goals in a training session just before he left to his international break. That's a good sign as well. Okay, Srihari, ignoring calls from Sevilla director Monchi and manager Julian. according to reports in Spain. Yeah, true. I was talking about this earlier as well, probably before you joined. He's actually ignoring calls from his director and his manager. Not a good sign for Sevilla. It kind of from the player's mentality aspect, if he is already in that mindset to actually leave to the champions of Euro club, and then you try and stop him with no hope to win even a title. I mean, Atletico Madrid are still strong favorites to win the title. So I don't know how he's going to get his feet back with Sevilla and play with that same team spirit. So that's going to be interesting on how his manager convinces him to play in Sevilla for the entire season. Let's not forget he was the best defender of La Liga last season. Not even Sergio Ramos, not even Rafael Varane. He was the best defender in La Liga last season. So a player of his caliber expecting a move to champions of Europe, definitely the right thing to do. For some reasons, they pushed the goalpost for the transfer to happen. All that transpired to nothing, and Kounde's deal failed at last. And all this reaction is a result of that. But yeah, someday we'll expect Kounde to be playing in Chelsea colours. Matt says that Werners scoring is fantastic. It was a great goal too. I kind of feel sad that I was not able to, get to watch that particular goal that Werner scored. But if you are saying that that was a fantastic goal, then I do trust you on that. And honestly, I expect this a 15-goal season this time from Werner. He is going to be showing improvements. It's not that he had a bad season, honestly, last time. It's just that we had different expectations with respect to Werner. We wanted him to be that the man, like how Jamie Carragher in the interview said. We wanted him to be that man up front and score that 15, 30 or 20 goals a season, but he is not one such player. And that's exactly what we saw in the last season. He was not able to do that, but then he is way good for a support striker. He's too good in making those forward runs, pushing those high defense team backwards because of his threatening runs forward. All that is a good sign when it comes to Werner. He is one such player who can contribute on that aspect of the game, and being a support striker is something he can do. So I think Werner is going to do a fantastic job and get that 15-goal season this time. I'm going to open the stream as well for people to come in, because this stream, we've already mentioned, it's an open stream for anyone to come in and have their say. So what I'll do is I'll just put in this link on the chat, and you guys can come in and have your say. Thoughts on Ziyech? He is every time my favorite player to talk about. He's actually the favorite player of mine as well in Chelsea squad. That left foot is magical. He is the wizard of Morocco, and no doubts about that. Hey, welcome RCBN. We've got RCBN as well in the channel today. Thank you for joining in, for tuning in. We've got a lot to discuss today. I've just opened the stream as well, so anyone who wants to join the stream and have your thoughts on Chelsea's season expectations from you, that would be great. Perfect. So that's all right, RCBN. Meanwhile, returning back to Matt's question, thoughts on Ziyech? See, his left foot is dangerous. He really has to improve his weaker foot. It's almost he plays with one leg. He doesn't use his right foot at all. So that's something that he has to work on. And he started showing improvements in terms of shooting from outside the box. That's something that we didn't we didn't see in the last season. So he started doing that. And I also believe Ziyech could provide those dangerous through balls in, or those air balls for Lukaku. We did not have that striker who could finish those sort of deliveries last time in our team, and this time all those through balls from Ziyech is going to be so dangerous for any team to deal with, and Lukaku is going to be there to finish it off. We all know how much of an aerial threat Lukaku can be, and we had last time Tammy doing that job for us, and he was not really good with his heading ability. So I'd say Lukaku's combination with Ziyech is going to be lethal, and he definitely is going to have a great season up front. But it's going to be interesting on how Tuchel is going to play him as well. We'll have to wait and see, because the formation that we are playing with, there's just 3 places in the squad that the attackers can fit in. All these attackers. So where do you fit them? Do you fit them with Havertz, Ziyech, Lukaku up front? Even I'm kind of doubtful about that. So let's see how Tuchel does that. But meanwhile, I did want to bring up one of those. Yeah, let me bring this up. Okay. So this is something that I wanted to discuss with you guys as well, on how we are going to place ourselves in this particular season. What is going to be our first, a first team, and then how we're going to rotate with this team. So I definitely would want you guys want your thoughts on that. This is the team that I just set up initially, and then we'll get this moving from here. But let me try and bring this into the window. What am I doing? All right, yeah, this is the right one. Okay, Ziyech will be key against teams where long shots are crucial. Definitely, he's going to be lethal against, and he's going to be crucial against those low block teams as well, because he's got that ability to shoot from outside the box. So true, RCBN. It makes a lot of sense. He's going to be useful on that aspect of the game as well. And going to Matt's comment, Ziyech got dropped from international due to faking an injury. Serious about that? I haven't heard that news, but then it doesn't really matter. I mean, he again, if he's going to Morocco, it's probably for the African Confederations Cup, like the AFC one, and that I guess Morocco also falls among that red list category of countries where players are not allowed to move. So I'd say, in a way, Ziyech staying back from the international duty is good. It's a good sign for us. Even Thiago Silva is staying back, because I guess he was also not allowed to go to Brazil for his World Cup qualifiers. And RCB and Esbro, the guy is actually on war with the Moroccan coach. Not a great example, though. True. I mean, all this, Again, I guess RCBN can relate to this a lot better than any other fans here. Your country comes first, your nation comes first. The reason why I told you this, and RCBN can relate to it, is because Ankit is an avid cricket follower as well. The RCB that stands, is Royal Challengers Bangalore, one of the league teams, the franchise team that we have, who plays IPL. So he's one of those fans as well. But then when it comes to India, India comes first, right? When you play for the nation, that comes first. And that's the same with any other country and any other player playing any sport. So he should have taken the international duty, should have gone for the match. But then, yeah, it is what it is. It's not our place to say anyways. So there is a positive to this one. He doesn't get injured from international, and he doesn't go to AFCON. Yeah, that's an interesting point as well. He doesn't get injured, because if you see from one aspect, the system that we have in Chelsea to keep our players way away from injury. I mean, the doctors that we have, and the kind of system that we've developed in Chelsea, that is not something that you would expect when he goes to Morocco. And he's already just out of an injury, out of a shoulder injury. You don't know when that shoulder is going to pop back out. And having said all that, it would be a risk for him to go to, go and play for the AFCON. So in a way, what Matt says makes more sense. He doesn't get injured, of course. That's a very important thing, because if he gets that shoulder popped out the second time, I don't think so. He'll be back in a week or two. That's going to take some time. So I'm glad that Ziyech has not gone to that AFCON competition. Honestly, being someone who is a Chelsea fan than someone who understands the Moroccan emotions, I would definitely prefer um, Ziyech to play for Chelsea than Morocco. So yeah, I resonate with RCB's thought here. Glad we kept Ziyech. So having said that, we'll slowly move on to the tactical discussion part as well, because I have this 11 here. Lukaku up front in the center, Werner probably here, and Mount on the right as a right forward. So this is how I'd start essentially. But we saw that Havertz was actually playing in this position initially, and we also had Mount playing here sometime, and Havertz. It's just that they can actually alter between this position, like they can play both this position. But what are your thoughts, guys? Like Havertz here, Mount, and Ziyech. Havertz, Lukaku, Mount. Is this your um, first line of attack, or would you prefer something else? Would you want someone else here? I guess I can open a poll also here. I don't know how to do it very well. Let me learn it the next time. But anyways, so my preference would be having Lukaku up front and having Mount and Havertz on either side. But then when Ziyech comes in, it's going to be a bit more complicated on how we're going to deal with it. I'm hoping that Ziyech plays there, but then where does Mount play? Oh my God, this is a very difficult dilemma that I kind of have now. And Tuchel obviously will have the same, but then he's a better coach, obviously, so he has definitely answers to it. But I don't know. Mount is a shoe and others rotate. All right. Mount definitely has a place in this squad. He's done absolutely everything that he could possibly do from his end to position himself as a regular starter in this particular squad. So if you think it this way, like Mount has a regular place in the squad out of that three, and you cannot pull out Lukaku also. So Lukaku is going to be playing each and every single game, which means you just have that one option left out where you can actually change anything. Okay, that's a good suggestion. Maybe against mid-lower table teams, I'd play Ziyech from start. Okay, any particular reason? Maybe they are mostly low block teams and they play defensively, and you would want that long balls and shooting them from outside the box. Maybe that is the reason why you would prefer them for the um, bottom half of the league teams. I guess so. Ideally, that is how I'd prefer as well. So makes more sense. Then how about Cho and Pulisic in this squad? Like, where do you even bring them in? Like, we know that Cho was linked towards the end of the transfer window with Dortmund, which did not materialize. Tuchel wanted him for some reasons in the squad. But then, do you guys think Cho should have moved to Dortmund on a loan? What about Saul? Saul Niguez. Okay. Let's come to Saul's point. Before that, if Ziyech comes to the next match, I say Havertz has to be kicked. Havertz has been in a very good form. I mean, I don't know how you'd kick Havertz out of the team. It's just that he should not go, overboard. He still had to be properly managed. That's the reason. But then Ziyech has to still play. I don't know how that's going to be done, honestly. Okay, what about Saul Niguez? Yeah, Saul. The way that I see Saul is that Saul can be a defensive midfielder. He definitely can be a replacement for, not a replacement as such, but then he could shift. He could replace Kante and Kovacic as well as Mount. I don't really see him replacing Jorginho. Jorginho needs to be there because his style of play and Jorginho's style of play is not the same. But then he can definitely replace Kovacic, Mount, and Kante in case of their injuries. And I'd say Saul would mostly be someone who we don't utilize more often. He's probably going to be that fourth choice midfielder. Who can who has been brought into the squad because of this versatility that he has in the attack and in the midfield area. He could fit in all those areas, so that is probably the reason why we have Saul, and I don't necessarily see him playing each and every single game. So in case Kante's injury, becomes worse, or Kante is not able to play, or Kovacic is not able to play, then that is where Saul Niguez would feature, as well as he can well play in Mount's position as well. So honestly, mate, it's confusion after confusion. We'll have to see how Tuchel lines up for this first match against Villa, and we'll have to see how many people are fit when they come back from international breaks. And once we probably see that Aston Villa game, we'll get to have a good idea. But he does bring in that sort of experience in the midfield area, along with the experience that we already have. And honestly speaking, having Saul Niguez as your fourth midfielder in a squad definitely resonates that you are champions of Europe. Not a lot of team actually have someone of Saul's caliber as their fourth choice midfielder. From that, the quality and depth that we have in the Chelsea squad. So amazing squad that we've built up. I forgot Pulisic Joe as a right wing back against low block teams. True, man. I mean, Cho could be a right wing back. It's again Tuchel trying the whole thing that he wanted Cho to be doing the last season as well, right? But how did that actually materialize? Did we see a lot of success from Cho being as a right wing back? I mean, he was more threatening in the preseason friendlies when he was playing that right wing. But when he played as a right wing back, did you think that he was being as lethal as he should have been in this position? That's where I'm kind of I wouldn't say necessarily against Cho playing right wing back, but then I would prefer Reece James to play in that position because he also brings that defensive ability in his game, which Cho does not. So this is how I'd say, if we were to bring in Cho, like you mentioned, probably against teams which are like not going to be of an attacking threat, maybe against the bottom half of the league, we bring in Cho because um, he can stay in that attacking position, create more opportunities against low block teams. So Cho could be utilized there, and Pulisic, no idea where he's going to play. Honestly, no idea where he's going to play. Probably in the position where we've slotted in Havertz at this point in time, the left wing. But again, not sure how much of game time he's going to get. He did have a he did already open his scoring in the Premier League. He's already had a goal to his name. But let's see. And one important aspect of Pulisic's game is that he should stop being injured. It's just that he gets injured a lot, and that doesn't help his cause. Joe definitely needed to go to BVB. Yes, exactly. I mean, he had to go to BVB. The reason why I'm saying is like, see, we just see this from Chelsea's perspective, where um, it's going to be good to have a lot of options and all that. But then let's think it from the player's perspective. I mean, if he is ready to get to Germany and then improve himself, and Borussia Dortmund is not one ordinary club that you just go where I mean you just can go and then slot in directly. You just have to fight for your place there as well, and it's probably going to be more easier when he fights for his place there than playing for Chelsea and then fighting for his spot here. But then he would have done a great job and he would have improved a lot coming back as a player to us had he been loaned to Borussia Dortmund. So in that way, I think Chelsea did make an error by making Cho stay here. So Matt, I definitely agree with you on this point. He should have gone to BVP. Saul surely starts on bench and takes a month before replacing as a sub, but we can rely on him, and his left foot brings different qualities. Of course, I mean, but yeah, his left foot is dangerous. It brings in a lot of quality. But then when you see Chelsea squad, for some reasons, I just see that everyone is left-footed. Like from Lukaku, Werner, Havertz, and now Saul. Like everyone, Ziyech, everyone is left-footed. How many left-footed players do we have in our squad? Like everyone in the attacking front can shoot with their left leg, and with right foot we don't have much of options. We have Cho, who can play. If I'm not sure if he's even going to play as an attacking player, but then if he's going to play on the right wing, probably he's a right-footed player. Mount is a right-footed player, but then we don't have a lot of right-footed option. But left foot, we are like loaded. We're loaded with left foot players. So yeah, let's see how that. I mean how Tuchel gets them aligned as well. So many left-footed player. Where does he find positions for them? Because the way that a few people move around in the attacking front differs. Like Mount prefers the left side, though he's right-footed. He can shoot from the left side better than taking in the right side angle in the shots. So in that way, right? I mean, Havertz can play either way. I kind of think Havertz could be ambidextrous because of his ability to play with both the foot. But again, we've got a lot of left foot. Admit it or not, that's going to be a factor. All right. So we did cover the formations aspect of the game. On the attacking front, yeah, we did cover, but then I also think we should just touch up on the defensive part as well. I slotted in Chalaba here at right back. I mean, right center back, and I've had Reece James playing right wing back, but Reece obviously is not going to be playing. I guess how much is a match suspension? Is it for one match or is it for 3 match suspension if you get a red card? Not sure what that is. Like, anyways, whatever it is. So probably we'll see more of Reece James here, and Aspie could play here. Let me. So this is where Aspie and Chalaba can alternate, and Reece James could play here. This one would be for Alonso and Chilwell. He's not started this season for Chelsea yet for various reasons, but then he is someone who's going to be playing in that left wing back role. So Jorginho, Kante, probably Jorginho here and Kante here. Kante a bit more attacking. So if we play Ziyech here, he could well be that inside forward with Reece James making those overlapping or underlapping runs. And that's going to be an interesting part of the game that we missed last season. Yes, they did make those runs. But what happened when they made those runs is when it was delivered into the box, we didn't have anyone to finish it. That is where Lukaku is going to be that integral part in completing the squad. So when Reece runs in, it's probably going to create confusion in their defense line as to if Reece is going to cross it into Lukaku or Ziyech is going to cross it in, or if he's going to take a shot, because he's still going to remain here. He's not going to go here mostly. It'll be Reece who will go towards that extreme and then run back to the defense as and when it is required. So that is where it's going to be confusing for them. They are going to be clueless with Ziyech, if he's going to take that shot, or if he's going to pass the ball to Lukaku, or play it into the box, because he's been doing a good job at shooting from the outside the box as well. He's improved that tremendously over the season. So he feels, I see him a more confident player, the one that he was when he left Ajax. Um, Maybe it took a bit of time for him to adjust to the league and to to the Chelsea setup. Obviously, his injuries did not help him either in getting adjusted to the system. And Lampard had a different ideology in playing Ziyech in the game, but once Tuchel came in, he did see the value of Ziyech, and he's been giving him a good playing time as well in preseason as well. He was prioritized along with Cho. It was hard to see him getting injured during that. I don't know which game that was, but then it was hard to see him getting injured. But then now he's all good, he's all set, and he's raring to go. So Aston Villa's game, it's going to be interesting. We will probably have the full squad for us to test it out. So like I was telling, Reese is a very integral part of our game. So probably for that game against Aston Villa, we will be playing with Cho. So if you're going to be playing with Cho, it has to be Aspi here. The reason being, we need experience in the back to cover this area, because if at all Aston Villa are going to be attacking, they if they're going to be attacking through their left flank, there is obviously no one here except for Aspi. The entire defense line will have to move this side towards the right, and Joe will have to assist on the defensive part of. I hope that he has improved his defensive part of the game, and he is going to be assisting on the defensive side if he has to play. If he is to play as a right wing back, so that's where I feel if Joe is playing here, then it should be obviously Aspi. But if it is Reece James here, maybe not in the next game, but then once Reece comes in, he is going to provide that defensive work as a right wing back, which gives a bit more confidence in this position for you to replace it with Chalaba. It's not that Chalaba will not do a great job, but the experience of Aspie is very important when you don't have a right wing back functioning as a defender completely, right? So that's where I feel it would either be a Cho and Aspie combination, or Reece James and Chalaba combination. That's how I can see, and obviously this position, Christensen is making his mark in this position, so it's either Christensen or Silva. We all saw what Silva is capable of when he came in for that very short time in his game. In the game against Liverpool, and that's where we needed experience, and that's exactly where he slotted. But apart from that, I really wish Silva just stays with us the next season as an assistant coach for Tuchel, or whoever our coach is going to be next season, and help help develop that defense. Because once after we've got Silva in our team, believe it or not, the number of goals that we're conceding has tremendously become reduced, and that's a lot of factor has to go in the way that either Tuchel is arranging the squad, or Silva is assisting with his experience in getting that defense line fixed for Chelsea. So given these factors, Silva is going to be an integral part of our squad, not just now, also when he leaves towards the end of the season. I'm not sure if he's going to be extending the contract by another year, because he's already extended his contract by 1 year. So that's going to be interesting if he's going to stay with us as an assistant coach, because he's played with PSG for more than 8 years. He's done so much of work for PSG, but for some reasons he doesn't feel that he's respected there. And if a player doesn't feel respected in his own home after 8 years, after serving for 8 years in PSG, it doesn't make sense for him to continue there. So I don't see him going to PSG necessarily as an assistant coach if he were to in the next season. So it's probably going to be with Chelsea, and he's got a good fan base at Chelsea, and he really enjoys his time in Chelsea. So all that is a motivating factor for him to probably continue here back in London. He's got his family as well in London now, and we could well see him as an assistant coach for Chelsea anytime sooner. Kante for midfield role, obviously Kante for any midfield. He just slots into any of your midfield, not just Chelsea, any of your midfield in the world. You've got Kante in your bench. Uh, it's probably because he's injured or he's not 100% fit. Otherwise, you would definitely prefer Kante playing in each and every single game, because that's the sort of work rate that he puts in, and that's the sort of commitment that he has to any team that he plays for. So Kante definitely in. True. And I also wanted to cover a bit on the left flank of Chelsea. Alonso and Chilwell. The way that I see Alonso is like in super good form now. Uh, he is obviously got that position on his own for now, and he's in a good run of form. Not sure how long this good run of form is going to continue, though, right? So he is useful against low block teams where they defend high up the pitch. Um, he's going to be one such person who can take shots outside the box like how Ziyech does as well, and he's good with his free kicks also. So Alonso for me would start for most of the bottom half of the Premier League oppositions. But Chilwell is someone who we need against top quality sides, even for Champions League, etc., because he's got that defensive rate similar to that of Reece James. He can come back. At the same time, he can defend as well. I mean, he can go on attacks uh, even better than how Reece does, but then he's someone who can come back and defend as well. And that defending part, he is better than Alonso, primarily because he's got a good pace to track back and then defend. Whereas Alonso finds it hard when it comes to defending. But honestly, when I saw him dealing with Salah against Liverpool, I was like, wow, where were you all these times? That's how it was, because he was doing a tremendous job in defending and making sure Salah was under control mm, in the entire game. So we did finish off that game with a draw. It should have been a win for us. 1-1, still a good result. We managed to come out of the Anfield with 1 point, given that we were 10-man down in the first half itself. So, yep, good thing. Good thing we had a point. Like I was telling yesterday as well, two North London clubs, one at the top of the table, the other one at the bottom of the table. Arsenal, I really don't know what is going on there. And their next match is going to be against Norwich City. And if Arteta is not able to pull out a win from that particular game, I don't see him staying in that club for a long time. And if he is not staying in the club for a long time, then it's not going to be good for us as well, because if until Arteta stays in the club, it's kind of easier for us to tackle Arsenal. But hopefully he gets a win in Norwich and gets to retain his job for another season. Last time we did that favor for him. I mean, he won against us, and then that was the one that extended his contract. And now again, I'm expecting a win. Hopefully, our Billy's Norwich provides a win to Arsenal, and then he stays in the job for 6 more months, and they still stay at the bottom of the league. Unpopular, but Alonso and Aspi for me have been our best players till now. See, that's the thing, right? The work rate of Alonso is amazing. it's totally amazing. I never thought Alonso is going to be contributing this much way early in the season. He's been doing a good work in the pre-seasons as well, and from that he's just carried on his um, form into the Premier League, and he's been doing an amazing job against Liverpool as well. For me personally, Alonso was the man of the match. Um, we had different people calling for Mendy as the man of the match. Absolutely, Mendy was doing a great job as well. But then the work rate that Alonso put in that game, that was amazing. That was so good. So Alonso definitely for me is underrated. Aspie, yeah, our captain. Captains are generally underrated. I mean, football captains at least they're kind of underrated. But yeah, definitely I agree with you. RCBN, Alonso and Aspie are underrated. They should be given much more respect than they actually have now. Um, we've got Nizion as well here. Thank you, Nizion, for your support. Big up to you, Vijay. Thank you so much. Um, this is the reason why Chelsea is a very good community to build as well. I mean, to build upon, because we've got Matt from CFC Chat, RCBN. He has a channel on his own as well. Blue Clouds TV, Nizion is here. They're all content creators. They're not just YouTubers who come here to watch the stream. They are actually presenters in their own channel as well. So this is amazing to see them coming in here to provide their support, and it means a lot for me. Amaya as well. He entered the stream during the start. All these are content creators for Chelsea, and they all have been doing this day in and day out along with me, and coming in here after being in a stream for 1 hour and 2 hours, it's no joke. That's where I kind of like the kind of effort that these people put in, to come in and help us out. It's been amazing. Thank you so much, Nizian. Thank you so much, RCBN as well. Very happy to see this. Yes, Chelsea community is an amazing place to be in, and I love the support as well. Again, just making sure that I I also actually open the stream for anyone to join in. So it's, if you want to come in, have your say, just jump in. We can have a conversation. We like your views and knowledge too, bro. Thank you so much. It's all that knowledge that we gather from going to all these channels and then talking with different experts on the panel. So um, it's kind of this knowledge is something that we've accumulated over a period of time, joining the streams of you guys. So big up to you, all of them, to supporting Chelsea. We are the champions of Europe, and we've got uh, plenty of content creators. See, it's not like Manchester United or Liverpool, which has a tremendous fan base, and then once you start a channel, linking towards Manchester United or Liverpool, you just start getting in so much of likes, comments, subscribers, and all that. Chelsea is still, in terms of fan base, a closed community than what we have for Manchester United and Liverpool. But then still we make sure that we've got that enormous number of content creators across YouTube. That way I kind of feel proud of Chelsea as a club, and our fan base as well. So yep, I'm just waiting for the other stream to begin. Okay, what's the next stream? What's the next stream that you're talking about? Which channel is it in? Like, I probably can complete my stream as well and join there. Okay, this is pretty much what I had for this episode, or this particular session as well. It was so nice seeing so much of content creators coming in and supporting us. It's a Spurs channel. All right. Yeah, it's a good time to be a Spurs fan, isn't it? I mean, they're top of the table now with 9 points from 3 games. So amazing time to be a Spurs fan. Not sure how long that is going to last, but then just enjoy as long as it lasts. Hitting Chelsea point of view, so gonna roast it. So gonna roast it. Yeah, please do a good job at that. I mean, they are our rivals, so just go ahead and provide your point of view against. Not necessarily against Tottenham, but then we kind of know that Chelsea squad in general is more stronger than Tottenham is. So just go thrash them all. And Blue Clouds TV, keep doing what you're doing, my brother. It's not that easy, but we are here to support you, bro. Thank you so much. And I this is the support that I'm trusting in to get the channel going. So thank you so much, Nazian, for those words. Big up, Project. Great stream. Okay, thank you, Matt. So many questions from you, a lot of thoughts as well from your end. Thank you for staying all along in this particular stream and helping me out with some of the questions. Thank you so much. I'll join the next time I see you live. I'm out of the studio now. All right, even I'm gonna be out of the studio now. We're gonna end this broadcast now. We will soon catch up on our next stream, either here or probably with Matt and CFC Chat, doing an pre-match show for Aston Villa. I'm not sure who the hosts are going to be, but I'll leave that to Matt. So until that, it's Vijay signing off. Thank you all for joining. You guys have a great week ahead.